Welcome to another live stream or roll up a power up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, tap in. Tap the fuck in. Y'all know what it is. The lightning bold, cause the sun out, but you know, gotta get through it. So tap in. Tap the fuck in. Today, gonna talk about change. Everybody change. Life changes. That's just a part of life itself. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. The world changed. Excuse me. The world changed. Everything changes. You have to adapt with time. You grow older. You start having kids. You know what I'm saying? Your kids need your nurture. You have to adapt to them. You change. They start getting older. They start changing. You start changing for them because you have to adapt to them. So in life itself, you have to change. It's gonna come a point in your life you gonna change. You might not notice it, but the people around you gonna notice it. You know what I'm saying? That's just it is what it is. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Hey look, I know I changed. And I'm glad I did. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. If you don't change, then you ain't gonna grow. It's just what it is. All right, now let's go. Right? So, I told y'all I went to prison 2011 to 2015, right? Well, before I went to prison, I was a young, gang banging, wild ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was with all the shit. Whatever was going on, I was in it. It wasn't no holding back nothing. I was down with whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anytime anybody called me for anything, I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was on the scene. I was putting my life on the line. I was ready to ride. I was the number one. You feel me? Anybody tell you that I was number one. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that get into some shit and they would call me and had to have me there. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not there, they not gonna do it. Like I was that deep in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I was down for whatever, any given moment. You know what I'm saying? Nothing could happen to me that'll stop me from being down with my dogs. You know what I'm saying? I was on site like that. So when I went to prison, I had to do 4 years. I ain't had no choice but to change. My whole life changed. You know what I'm saying? I went to a place where I'm being rehabilitated. You know what I'm saying? That's what prison is. It's a rehabilitation center. Also, I'm growing older. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna change. That just come with life. You gonna change. You know, if you not changing within time, then guess what? You one of the ones that's just gonna get left behind. Because everybody change. It come with the weather. It come with the world. It come with you growing. Everybody change. So, with me being in prison, doing my time, right, I started changing. I started changing all my ways. I stopped being front line. I stopped having such a short temper. You know, I had to grow out of a lot of things that I used to be into because I know that if I went back out there with that same mentality, I'm gonna get killed. And I'm not trying to die. You know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't had no kids at the time, none of that. But being in the institution, I ain't had nothing but time to learn me. Like, damn, I almost died behind that. Almost died behind that. Almost died behind that. Almost died behind that. You know, and it's like, hold up. I need to cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? What I was in there for. Almost died. And I still jumped back right back out here. Like, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I jumped right back out here. As soon as I got shot the fuck up, boom, I'm right back out here. I'm supposed to be chilling. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm out here. That's why I got caught up, because I was out here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm sitting in prison now, like, I don't got nothing but time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I started changing. Like, hell no. I'm not trying to go back out there and get killed, because that's what's going to happen. And it was a whole bunch of niggas dying while I was in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? They in the hood getting shot up and shit. All type of shit. Niggas out there dying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I ain't had no choice but to change. I had to change because I didn't want to be a part of it. My life got different. I got saved from that. You know what I'm saying? Because before I went to prison, I was just out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't had no choice but to change. I'm like, I gotta change. What you mean? I have to change. If I don't change, I'm gonna die. Or I'm gonna come back here for a long ass time. It's gonna be one or the other if I don't change. You know what I'm saying? So I had to change. It was what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that's 4 years of my life. In them 4 years, if you ain't changed in 4 years, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Every 4 years, you should be in change. You should be evolved to something else. You're not a part of that age bracket no more that you was 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So you should have evolved within that 4 years. You should have got smarter. You should have got, more wisdom about you. All type of shit should have happened within 4 years. And if it didn't, and you ain't changed, then like I said, you gonna be left behind. Cause that's life. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be left behind. And you gonna be one of the ones as in the hood ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Be one of them type of people. You know? So after I got out of prison, right? I'm I caught up with one of my homegirls. And me and her used to hang out, back in the day before I went to prison, you know. So me and her, we hooked back up, we kicking in all that shit, right? Me and her was fucking around for like a year, you know. And one day she stopped fucking with me, you know. I'm like, what happened? You know, she not responding to me or nothing. So I didn't recognize why she stopped fucking with me, but she did. So I'm like, all right, whatever. One day she ended up calling me and she told me, she was like, you changed. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I changed? She like, you just not the same no more. You changed. You know. I'm like, what kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just stop fucking with me out of nowhere saying I changed. What you mean I changed? You know, she didn't have no explanation behind it. She just said I changed. After that, the phone hung up not too long after that. But the point was she said I changed. And this is why she stopped fucking with me. And I got to thinking back in my head, like, I ain't changed. Like, I'm still the same nigga. What you mean I changed? Like, I ain't changed. I'm still on the same shit. What are you talking about? But after I really thought about it, I was like, you know what? I did change. Because I don't like doing that shit that she do. All she want to do is get drunk, turn up, smoke all night, fuck, holler and argue with each other, all of that goofy ass hood shit. I grew out of that shit. That was 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that no more. So yeah, every time she want to do all that extra hanging out, I be like, no, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you another day. Fuck with me on this when you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why she said I changed because I went down with all that goofy shit that she be on. Cause she still ain't grew out of it. She still doing it. You right. I did change. I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not down with that no more. I didn't did all of that. I evolved from that. Evidently, you haven't evolved from that. You still keep doing that shit. I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying? I went to like 2 of her parties and I was done after that. And she was doing this shit every day. I didn't have no kids, none of that. I just outgrew that shit. You know, like I ain't with that no more. I want to do better shit. This right here not gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? So you can have all that party and shit. I get back with you. You know, she wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So she cut me off and said I changed, and this is why I changed because I wasn't on the same shit she was on. So I changed. You right. I did change, and I'm gonna forever change. I ain't gonna never be on that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's over with. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on it. And that's what you still on. So yeah, I'm not with all that. So I changed. Another one of my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Grew up with him since middle school. You know what I'm saying? This was my dog. We always rocking, all that. We was cool as hell. He used to come post up on my block with me and my crew. You know what I'm saying? He used to claim us and all that shit. And he wasn't even from our clique. You know what I'm saying? This is how deep we was in this shit. He was from a whole nother clique and he was claiming us. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. But anyway, this is my dog. And after I got out of prison, I promise you, within the first year of me being out of prison, he stopped fucking with me. Like, he was telling people he don't fuck with me and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? I like, where the fuck did that beef come from? I ain't do nothing to him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said nothing about him. I ain't sneak this him, none of that. And he just was like, fucking me. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So I'm like, all right, he kept his dish and I kept my dish. We never, linked up. It was just known that he don't fuck with me. So one day, I'm in the mine, SS mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting at the light. He pulled up right next to me, and he knew it was me in the cart. So he flagged me down. I look over and shit. He like, what up, bro? Woo, woo. I'm thinking in my head like this nigga going around town saying he don't fuck with me, But I'm like, what up? He like, man, I gotta get your number, bro. We gotta chop it up. Woo, woo. I'm like, all right, I told him to drop it in my Facebook, in my inbox and shit. So he dropped his number in my inbox. I called him. I'm like, what up? He like, man, we need to talk. Woo, woo. What's up? I'm like, all right, drop your low. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up on him. It was all love. He actually a barber too. I spoke on this before. He was my barber. You know what I'm saying? Not only was he my homie, he was my barber too. So while he lining me up, he like, man, you changed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember him saying that, because it kind of slipped me because I thought he was saying I changed, like, like I don't want to hang out like that or whatever. But he was saying like I changed, like I'm not the same nigga, you know. But like I said, I took it as he figured like I just wasn't with all the hanging out shit no more. So I didn't even question it. I just blew it off. But he said it. He said I changed. And mind you, this still fresh out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers talking about I changed. Like, how the fuck did I change? You know? At the time, I really didn't realize, like, yeah, I did change. Even though I did for all of these reasons, but I didn't really realize that I really changed and over that time frame because I wasn't with a lot of shit that people were still on. And that's what he said. I changed because I wasn't on the shit that I used to be on. I wasn't on that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't with none of that shit. And they all knew it because they know I was always on go. No, I ain't with none of that. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's a drastic change to people that really know you. Now they know that they can't call on me if they go get into some shit with somebody. They know they can't call on me. So I changed. Yeah, sure did. The fuck? I want to live. I'm cool on that tough man shit. You know what I'm saying? I did enough of that. I did my time with it. Done. Only time I'm gonna get tough man is for my kids. If it ain't that, it ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, it ain't happening. So I'm just got people all across the board telling me I changed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was sad. I didn't have more people tell me that, but it was just the main two, and I had to really sit back and think, like, damn, I really did change, you know? And I'm glad I did. It saved me as a person. I don't hang around them people no more. Like, I've been stopped hanging out with them because I changed. I didn't want that for me. Even before I started having kids, I didn't want that for me. Like when I came home to a suburban life. So I didn't have to go back to the hood. So I already was changed anyway because I came home to the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? So it was already a change anyway. So yeah, everybody from the hood that I fucked with before I went to prison, they still in the hood, still doing the same shit. So they look at me and say, yeah, you changed. You in the suburbs, you don't fuck around like that. You don't be on none of that no more. Yeah. And I love it. It saved my life. If I was still in the hood with y'all, I'd probably be dead. Real talk. If not dead, I'd be in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You have to change. That's just life. You have to change. And you got to change quarterly. You know what I'm saying? Every couple of years, you need to be changing. You need to be evolving. You need to be learning. You need to be gaining more knowledge, more wisdom, more understanding. You got to be evolving or you're going to get left behind. You're going to be one of them people that told me that I'm changed, that I changed. Yeah, I changed. You know what a butterfly do? Before it become a butterfly, it's in a cocoon. It has to change. It comes from a caterpillar to a cocoon to a butterfly. It changed. You know what I'm saying? That's life, man. Everything changed. When a snake shed its skin, it changed. You know what I'm saying? Even though it just shed its skin, but it changed. That's just life. Everything changed. So when a person is around you and they saying that you changed, really look back on yourself and think about what it is that you changed. And you will understand life. You will understand why you changed. Because you have to. That just come with time. You had to change. Things had to change. If you don't change, you're going to get left behind. That's life in itself. You can have a t-shirt for 5 years. I guarantee you that t-shirt ain't going to look the same 5 years later. It's going to change. Everything changed. That's just life, man. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts raw and your drink poured.